So in this video we'll be looking at editing the floor boundary and making a few other adjustments. Okay, so we can see now I have made the floors and we have to make some adjustments to them. First of all, when I go over here, I can see that my foundation is now actually attached to the bottom of the floor, and that's because I made the mistake of pressing yes at some point to the question of whether I want to attach the walls going up to this level to the bottom of the floor, and I think it was in the floor I have in here. In order to correct that, what I do is I select my foundation, and then up here in my context menu I can see I have a attached top base and a detached top base. I press detached top base and select the floor in there, and I can see my foundation is now up to the bottom of the external wall, which makes very good sense. So the other thing we have to look at is around the doors, and I'll just go into my ground floor foundation and then go out here. And in order to select my floor, what I do is I press my tab key, because that allows me to select between the different elements, and then I can select it. What I then want is I want my floor to actually go in here, and I want that in all the doors, so now I'm just showing it in this one, but I would also like it to happen in the internal doors here and in my external door up here. But I'll just demonstrate what to do in this specific one. What I do is I go into I've selected my floor, I select edit boundary, and I can see I'm now back in to where where I started my drawing. What I do is I can actually press delete here. The way in which we do it can be slightly different, but I press delete in this case. Select my line up here, and then I just start from this end, and then I just move slowly around. And as you can see here, I go clockwise, just like when I'm drawing a wall, not because I actually have to. For me, it's just a good way to keep in mind what to do in different cases. Now I have a new boundary, very simple. When we have a boundary like this, any other boundary, it has to be a closed line, like I've hopefully drawn here, and there can't be any places where it intersects itself. So, for example, no holes like this, and no self-intersecting lines like this. So it should look like this. And I press yes. Again, it asks, do we want the floor to go up, or the walls to go up to the floor? And no. So that was basically changing the boundary. Very simple. There's just one small attachment or adjustment we have to make again, or make now. And we can see that I do this in my section view here. Press right here. And then over here, what I can see is that this is kind of overlapping each other. What I want now is to have my floor cutting away my foundation. So what we'll do is we'll go to modify, here we go, modify up here, join, and I select the floor and the foundation. There we go. Now they're joined together and it looks a lot more tidy than it did before. So this was basic about editing the boundaries. Of course, remember to do it in all the other doors as well. And if there are any windows going down to the ground, you would have a similar procedure to do this.